watching this week's show with Dan and Mike.
This week's show podcast 102. I nearly got it wrong.
102th.
It is indeed.
Like a shark.
And what a buzzy one it is. We've got some celebrations, but you're still very excited for the weekend coming.
Oh, yes, it's Super Bowl coming this weekend.
Justified holiday taken on the Monday.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I preempted. I knew the Pats would be in the Super Bowl, so...
That's a true fan, the one that doesn't wait for the result to get the holiday.
Well, I booked it, and if they didn't, then, hey, I'm winning either way. I've got Monday off.
Have a lie-in to commiserate the loss.
Oh,
Yeah.
Cheeky. Wait, when it finishes, I'm going to call you up 3:30 in the morning. Yeah, we lost, man. I need some love, Dan.
I was looking into whether I could still take holiday. I know I'm self-employed, so I could just do it. But no, I've got some very important lessons to do on the Monday. So if it's like my sleep at the moment, because for some reason I'm super disrupted and I keep waking up, funnily enough, at about 3:30.
Okay, so yeah, I'll give you a call either way on the...
I'll just jump online and then really surprise you, like text you at 3:30 in the morning going, Pats win!
You're like, I watched the last quarter, it was amazing.
Or I'll do what I did last time. The only thing I can remember from one of the previous Super Bowls is the front flip touchdown.
Yeah.
Can't remember anything else from that Super Bowl, but hopefully we get a nice dramatic finish like that again. But that's like a once-in-a-lifetime finish, isn't it? Because that was last touchdown of that Super Bowl.
It was, but then you've got those ones where the ball gets thrown by the quarterback into the end zone, and someone's feet stay in the within the field.
Makes it count.
The ball's about to go, and you kind of just dive off, catch it like that. But you basically go put your whole body straight, catch it, but both your feet are touching in the end zone, and you score a touchdown, and then you clobber around. Fall out, but it's still a goal, you know.
I love the drama of stuff like that. I've said it is the same whether it's American football or English football. Some of the
Soccer.
some of the things that happened, like I remember, I think it was the Man City turnaround in the last 2 minutes, where they went from being like something like 3-1 down to winning.
Oh yeah, they Brady'd it, didn't they?
Yeah, and but that is, you know. I imagine there was a motivational speech in the locker room of a Ted Lasso level. Do you know what I mean?
Whistle!
Whistle! My favourite quote from him, though, is, all of you know that my arse isn't hairy, and yet none of you spoke up. Still the best Roy Kent quote ever. But well excited. I know I sent it on your Instagram, but they're wrapping up production, I think, now on season 4.
I believe, yeah.
Are they getting into it?
They're
or they're
getting
wrapping
into it, I think. They're filming at the moment. I've seen footage because... No, it's not spoilers because it's already out there. That Ted takes over the ladies' team.
Yes. I mean, that was foreshadowed in the last episode of the season anyway.
Or if they're anything like the Lionesses from England, then
going to be more successful.
More successful.
Though, do you know what I've noticed on the Ted Lasso front is so many more reels of his inspirational speeches are now hitting online.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's the fact that I talk about him a lot and Facebook listens to everything I say. But I think that it's going to be a show that just stays popular, because anybody that discovers it, it was a good 3 years you were trying to get me to watch it, and then I binged it in like a month.
He's slow. And what I am impressed by is you can very clearly tell the ones that Zach Braff from Scrubs has directed.
Yes.
There's a lot more it's softer and more lovey kind, if you know what I mean. Not lovey as in theatre lovey, but just it's kind
Zach Braff style.
It's Zach Braff style, yeah.
Which I don't mind. Like, one of the things I loved about Scrubs originally was the fact that you had softer males in an era where that wasn't actually the case.
We're looking forward to the new season.
Cannot wait.
End of the month.
I literally have done a 180 on it, where the adverts
I've avoided all adverts and no spoilers.
No, just the fact that they've got the tone right. That's all.
Well, they would do. It's a Bill Lawrence production.
Yeah, but there's also that thing where some other programs have come back, or movies have come back after years, and even with the same person, it's not got the magic. Whereas it's immediately self-deprecating on the trailer for it, which is exactly what it needed to be.
Yeah.
And just I'm going to take it for what it is and try and ignore how old everybody looks, because it's going to remind me how much older I am from when Scrubs came out originally.
Yeah,
Screw that.
It's been 15, 20 years or
So long. I mean, the fact that I didn't even realise that they had gone all the way through every episode on the podcast.
And then carried on the podcast.
For ages afterwards, yeah. And I love the fact that, because listening to it in lockdown, I did it in, I think, like the first 2 seasons, maybe 3 seasons. And I just wanted them to work together again because of the fact that they are the genuine friends that you think they are. And that hardly ever happens. You know, like the show called Friends.
Yeah.
The reunion was big because they hadn't actually all met up in years. And that's a bit of a shame, really.
Yeah, they're probably not even all on the same WhatsApp group.
No.
Whereas the guys from Scrubs, they quite often holiday with each other or stay at each other's houses if they're in the area, kind of thing.
And I love the fact that some of the characters echoed, like the fact that the actor that played Kelso did view the younger guys as like his idiots. And they go, I love you boys, you're all so stupid.
The big one is John C. McGinley. Because whenever you heard him, he'd jump on the podcast, and he was just so full of love. But
surprisingly so.
And then in the TV show, it's just
I am going to be holding my breath for the first big Coxian rant. Cannot wait for that.
I want to know if he's still calling JD girls' names.
That is an interesting question, because is that outdated now? Is that something that they have to be careful of? Because back then that was, like, sort of in the time it was made, more appropriate. It's not necessarily appropriate, but now we do have to be a bit more
PC and wokey.
Well, it's like in the podcast they said over certain episodes when they had Bill on particularly, I remember him going, I don't like watching this, boys. He's like, I've changed so much as a human being.
Yeah.
He's like, I don't like what I'm taking, what the show's taking the piss out of, and I wish we could have done it differently. So I'm thinking that we're going to see a few very subtle changes where Bill Lawrence gets to show people that care about his creative product and the way that he shapes it and how much he's grown, because you're not necessarily going to watch Ted Lasso and know it's Bill Lawrence if you don't know Scrubs.
True.
But I think Ted Lasso also shows how much Bill Lawrence has matured as a person.
Well, especially have you seen any of the one that they've done with Harrison Ford, Shrinking?
No, I haven't.
No, I haven't. I've only seen like the clips. I haven't actually seen the full.
Another Bill Lawrence show.
It is, and it's won awards, and but it's got Harrison Ford in it.
I mean, that does sound like worth watching. So anyway, we've distracted ourselves because when we do a night for the podcast, we also do a day for our radio show, and you blew my mind at the radio show about one of the many overdue things that's going to screw up the earth.
Oh, we didn't mention it on the radio show. It was more backstage.
Yeah, no, I just meant like
backstage,
on that.
my living room.
But I've been thinking about it ever since, because if it does happen, well, you're better explaining it than me trying to remember what you told me the other day.
So for a while, there's been all these like scientific-y type rumours going around that Earth will lose gravity for 7 seconds or 7.5 seconds, give or take, around August the 12th. And I'd seen some things online, so I was chatting to you about it backstage in my living room. And
because it's the poles switching, isn't it?
No.
Is it not that?
No, that would be something else that could happen imminently. Same as the Ring of Fire. All these volcanoes are opening up. I've been watching the volcanoes for about a year. It's just like, looks like Naples could be going quite soon because Campi Fregre's rising up like that. And when the underneath of a volcano bulges out, there's only one way it's going to go, and it's not back down again. But even if it did, for some miraculous reason, go back down, it probably cause a crater.
Acne scar on the Earth.
Pretty.
Unpopped spot of the Earth, you get an acne scar.
Yeah,
afterwards.
if it goes back in,
Yeah.
you
Christ.
get the pit.
Yeah, you do.
If not, you get the. But yeah, that's
like
volcanoes,
squeezing a good
but
one.
that's also nothing to do with gravity.
Right.
So the gravity thing is basically two dead black hole stars.
Yeah.
From what I gather, because I went
Deep.
You know me, I
Rabbit hole it.
Yeah, I rabbit hole it. The cat loves it. She gets me into all sorts of things. So basically, as far as I can remember, and the information I've managed to find is that these two black holes are swallowing each other up
Yeah.
billions of years ago. And off the back of that explosion,
It's the gravitational wave.
There are ripples through space,
Naturally.
and the scientists have worked it all out. You know, these space ripples and radiation ripples and stuff. And there's the big one from this explosion is due to hit Earth, and it could cause gravity to
Just turn off
for 7 seconds because it's traveling at like millions of miles an hour. So as it washes over the Earth, it will mean that we lose gravity for 7 seconds on August the 12th, I think is the pinpoint day for it. But it's not an exact science when you're measuring radiation from billions of years ago.
True.
But it does mean, August the 12th, you should strap down to something that's not going to float away and make sure that there's nothing around you because it's...
but the problem is that when gravity switches off, everything could float away.
Everything.
So you can't strap yourself down.
You can't strap yourself to a tree because trees can come up
as easily as everything else.
But they are taking this quite seriously because I even went onto the NASA site and NASA had spent billions looking at this, and it started off as conspiracy theories, but now there seems to be this whole global thing that there is a very, very strong possibility that this could happen. A bit like a solar flare. But
well, I've got one for you on solar flares. Do you know that the last one was don't quote me on the actual day or year because I'm not pulling it out of...
There's solar flares all the time that batter the Earth.
But the one that last caused the problems that we need to be careful of was around 1850 after the telegram had been invented.
Yes.
We largely didn't rely on electricity at that point. That's the important thing. But it fried all electronics on Earth.
Yeah, it will do.
We haven't had anything like that since. Not to the level that can fry our electronics.
But we have had some that have knocked out satellites.
And if one big enough happens, that's everything electronic switched off.
Yeah.
That's planes dropping out the sky. That's cars, especially self-driving Teslas in America. Fortunately, in the UK, our roads are so bad for Teslas. We can't have the self-driving ones. So at least you'll still be able to...
normal driving ones.
Yeah. But it makes me worry because I've got quite a modern car to teach in. And there's an awful lot of my car that relies on the electronics, like putting everything together, like my ECU information. The only thing which you know about me is that if everything does go wrong, I'll just find the best place I possibly can to crash into, and then I'll take the crash because that's just the way my brain works. It's like, cool, everything's on fire. I'm just gonna
make sure you got a nice book.
Yeah, try and get through it.
You can't read your Kindle.
Damn. Well, this is why I make rugs. There's no electronics with my rugs. But if I lose my Pokemon Progress...
But how do you order your rug?
Shut up.
Online. And if all telecommunications are knocked out from an EMP...
So I need to track these solar flares and buy another big floor one, so I've got at least 2 years' worth of distractions.
Yeah. So if it's not gravity and it's not the poles... and
also, we live in Devon in the UK. We know how much the storms have been whipping the sea up into a frenzy. That's almost as bad as when it tore apart our coastline. It's almost like global warming's a thing.
But if gravity disappears, what's keeping water down?
Well, that's an interesting one because of the sheer volume. In 7 seconds, it's only going to be able to move a certain amount. And I was thinking about this off of you telling me.
It's still going to lift.
Is it a lift, though? Because gravity pins us to the planet as the planet spins. And if you're not pinned to the planet due to gravity, then it's not straight up. It's being thrown off in the rotation of the Earth.
Well, that's because Earth isn't... Everyone thinks Earth is round, but it's not. It's elliptical.
Yeah.
Because the moon pulls the seas out.
So
but even the is it longitude or latitude?
One of the two.
long lap, one of the other, but they're not equally spaced as you go through the Earth.
No,
because the Earth isn't perfectly round. It is.
Well, also with those, you can't
tapered.
put a grid on a sphere. That's why it's got to be done in like nautical miles. But I love the fact that you just said is that we don't actually get tides. The Earth rotates in and out of the bubble that the moon pulls the water in. But we still say tide in, tide out because we can't remove the historic perception of what we see at the sea. Even though we now know that the tide never does come in, our coastlines move in and out of the bulge. And that, when I first found out, I love Star Talk with Neil deGrasse Tyson. Like, that's my rabbit holing as I go down into loads of stuff. And like the factorial 52, that blows my mind. Like, I still can't get over the fact that every time I've shuffled a pack of cards, nobody else in the world ever, and will probably whilst cards still exist, shuffle them the exact way that I shuffled them.
Because the possibilities of the numbers printed on the card times by 52,
But I saw this great one the other day where a guy was trying to explain how big factorial 52 actually is. And he was like, you would need to take every drop of the world's oceans out, a drop at a time, every billion years, and then you get to stack one piece of paper going towards the sun, and then once you've gone to the sun with however many stacks of paper with each billion years in between, you would still have to do something like 52 stacks to the sun. So the numbers just become insane, and it's
crazy.
Still not the same amount of money that Elon Musk has. No. So, but I think that's one where I reckon that me and you should
one to keep an eye on is gravity and volcanoes, because it's not just Campi Flegrei in Italy. There's the Ring of Fire is lighting up.
I think we should do an entire podcast on this in the next little while. I'll go off and refresh my memory on all the stuff I found interesting over the last little while.
Volcano Watch on YouTube.
That too.
Daily updates from around the world. It's amazing because some of the footage, because all these volcanoes have got cameras on.
Yeah.
And
it's not like it was a little while ago, the last time we had a bit of volcanic activity when we couldn't see it and track it in real time. But yeah, I reckon if we both go away and find out all of the things that we find interesting that's going to end the world, we could do an apocalypse podcast. Not surviving it, just trying to predict, like the Royal Rumble, who's going to win. Do you know?
Mother Nature.
Yeah, which which global disaster is actually going to be the one that takes out.
Gravity, the pole switching, volcanoes.
Just generally the global warming effect on the water.
Global warming on water and the winds, because there's more hurricanes and tornadoes and things.
Typhoons, cyclones, all of that.
Yeah.
We also have the
geopolitical.
The ice caps melting, which is bringing long-strain DNA out of the ice.
Yeah.
We also know that Trump is hunting for aliens in the ice as well.
Yeah.
This is why we need to do an entire thing, because we're
going to turn into the Y-Files. I know I'm obsessed with the Y-Files.
Or Star Talk. I want Neil deGrasse Tyson sat right here.
With AJ Gentile as well.
Yep, and I want that laugh on our podcast, because when he gets amused, I love the fact that it's just one big bark of laughter. And that's it. He just, "Ha!" And I'm like,
we've even got a shelf we can put hecklefish on if the Y-Files came along.
So we asked,
collabs all the way.
We've asked Rhea Ripley onto our radio show, and Neil deGrasse Tyson and
AJ Gentile,
all onto the podcast as well.
And of course Joe Hendry. He's welcome all the time. I've said his name so many times. It must be.
He's stuck in traffic.
I was going to say he's probably still celebrating his win as an NXT champion.
Ooh. With some ladder shenanigans, you were telling me.
Yes, and belt pulling and...
I'm hoping championship belt rather than just like grabbing a belt and like...
That was it. The other guy he was up against, the reason he lost is because his pants fell down around his ankles and he stumbled off the... No.
Although that probably would be a Vince McMahon ending to a ladder match if he was allowed to do it. But... we're talking obviously now
wrestling.
Yep, and
we've done the NFL, we've done gravity.
Now we got to talk about the fact that the only person, or two people on this team that called something was you with one of your results.
Did I? Gunther.
No, you got Liv.
Oh yeah, I said Liv or Joe Hendry, didn't I? Because I said Joe Hendry for both. He's going to win the men's and the ladies.
I lost everything apart from the 1v1s. I did call both of those correctly, but I lost both Rumbles to you and Heidi. So let's cover the 1v1s first because...
Oh no, because the ladies one, we both said it was going to be Valkyria, Lara.
Well, that was one of mine.
But she got thrown out like seventh from the end.
I also thought it was going to be Raquel, who your girl eliminated on purpose.
Yes.
And that started new storylines where hopefully, fingers crossed, cannot say this enough, the Judgment Day needs to end and they all need to be pushed in separate ways. Because
do you mean they need to have their Judgment Day?
They need to have it and then be assigned what brand they get afterwards, which... I'm not sure if, I might be jumping ahead, but I'm not sure if Roman's going to get in trouble for calling Raw better than SmackDown.
I saw that.
Yeah, no.
So if Judgment Day are having their Judgment Day, does this mean Randy Quaid's going to fly up inside one of them to blow them up?
Maybe.
Or is Will Smith going to turn up and bitch slap one of them?
I mean, it depends.
He's got form.
It depends if they're talking about alopecia or not. But no, the 1v1 that's top of the list that we have is the obvious sadness of Gunther versus AJ. Because as much as I called it and said it needs to happen because it's a great storyline, it pushes Gunther without putting a title on him, he can just keep doing this career killer stuff.
Yeah.
I was genuinely sad with AJ's reaction at the end.
It was a good fight as well.
Yeah, especially since very early on, AJ got that...
He got a gash on his arm, didn't he?
Yeah, and then that just added extra pizzazz, because for half the time I was like, why is Gunther bleeding in different places in different moves?
It's not, it's imprints.
Yeah, but I thought if you needed to know why Gunther is the career killer, it's a good match to show why, because he makes this career killer thing... If they're not John Cena and do the silly smile and the silly little tap, if it's done properly like with AJ, and I think Cena's allowed that he could do it his own way.
Well, with Cena, they almost did it like AJ, but he lifted its arm up and it went down. He lifted it up again and Cena went like that, and then he tapped. Whereas AJ's arm just slumped and the guy lifted it up, the ref lifted it up, and he didn't even need to do it again because you could just tell he played it perfectly.
I love that because that is what AJ is like with everything. And John Cena had a very different career where
twice as long as AJ's in WWE.
In WWE, but not overall due to TNA. But I like the fact that AJ stayed true to what he's always done, which is I'm going to push younger stars. I'm going to be here to make other people on my way out. It's another thing which like wider new fans need to understand is that it is an honour to go out on your back, go out on your shield. And that's always been the way. But I like the way that AJ played even afterwards when he came round and he's like, but what happened? Why is his music playing? Like it was so well done that I genuinely got a bit sad.
Well, he didn't hang up his boots, but he did take his gloves off and he was just about to put them down and then he put them back on again and the crowd popped.
He remembered he had something in the oven. Had to put those oven mitts back on.
Is that what it was? I thought he was going to...
I had a little chat with him. He's like, yeah, and I had a strudel in there. Chris Jericho's coming back, and that's... he cooks a strudel for Rock, because Rock's always been cooking a strudel, according to Chris Jericho.
That's from our very, very first interview.
Very, very first interview.
So, yeah.
Some kind of strudel. And then I was very, very pleased. Like, it was one of those ones where... my mood was going to be set because we'd done the Rumble, we'd done Gunther and AJ, and then it was Sami versus Drew. And if Sami had won that,
he should have done.
No,
I still think he needs to win at some point.
I agree with that, but this was the wrong way to win because Drew, being the physical size that he is, and the amount of time that he's put into getting the title and supporting other players, like he had the return storyline with CM Punk. He did that long feud with Damian Priest. Like
and
Drew,
Cody.
Yeah, Drew deserves to be on the title for a bit. Not only that, but if you're the size of the Highlander, then you kind of get to hold the title for a bit. So it would make both the title and Drew seem weak if somebody as small as Sami Zayn did it on his first attempt. Because again, Cody, it wasn't even his first Mania attempt against Roman to take the title off of him. It was 40 was his second attempt. He had won the Rumble once already. gone after Roman at WrestleMania, not done it because of the bloodline. So that's why if Sami's going to get his first world title, I want it to have the pomp and circumstance that Cody had, where the story's long, it's built slow, and that when it finally actually happens, then the pop is huge.
Okay, who's going to get it first? Sami Zayn or LA Knight? Because both of those...
Because LA came out strong, didn't he? They gave him some love on both the Rumble and Raw, is because he was the surprise pop. And I actually kind of like that, because the Women's Rumble, they don't often get a chance to do more than just bring up, like, they brought up Jordynne Grace a couple of years back as TNA champion. That was great. There's not that many people that aren't already back, like Trish Stratus or Nikki Bella, to actually do a surprise comeback. So getting Brie to come out...
That was cool.
I love the prestige it put on the Women's Rumble and not on the men's.
But in the men's, I thought there was some choice picks, like Mr. Iguana.
I mean, I think it was, given what then Finn did on Finn Balor, what he did on Raw, I could then understand why they had that, because they want to make him seem like he's angry that Mr. Iguana came out rather than he did.
And I can't remember his name, the...
Grumpy Skeletor?
Yes.
Yeah. Though...
But good mask, up there with Pentas.
So some of his moves, though, like he did this really, really sick suplex. I was like, all right, I'll take that. It's like twisty and corkscrewy and all of that sort of jazz.
He's no Javon Evans, though, is he?
But he could work with him, and they would both look good coming off the back of it. No, I really liked the fact that the big moment was on the female Rumble rather than the male Rumble. Love the fact that Charlotte Flair stayed in the female Rumble longer than the male Rumble in its entirety lasted.
Yeah.
And I loved... just, again, the little bits and bobs here that made it really interesting, like the accidental elimination of Alexa Bliss, the intentional elimination of Raquel, in the male...
Tiffy time right at the end, coming back.
Yeah, that was brilliant.
Because it was, 29 and 30 was...
Tiffy
was 30, and then it was Brie...
For 29.
For 29.
So did you see that Tiffy did manage to get her teeth busted in a bit again, because she had blood on her teeth by the end of it?
Was it hers?
Who knows? I mean, it could have been just some of Rhea Ripley's makeup.
Could have been.
Because I love the fact that there was little bits here and there where the female wrestlers may have been protesting the fact that they can't dress like they normally can.
I thought the outfits, it was really cool.
I love the fact they were Power Rangers.
They were Power Rangers, but... I think it showed everyone was dressed up in their outfits, because obviously in Saudi they're not allowed to show female flesh. You know, that's what American wrestling's for.
True.
But the outfits fitted really well with the persona
of each one. Yeah. But I love the fact that
Rhea didn't need to change at all. She just put some sleeves on.
But I also like the fact that if she's not allowed to dress like she normally is, I don't know if this is true, but it did feel like the deliberate red nose, the rotten teeth, did you catch that?
Yeah.
And the really weird makeup.
It's kind of Joker-esque, wasn't it?
Well, I like the fact that she was like, if I'm not allowed to look like I normally am, you don't get me at my best. You get the weird, screwed up version of me. Love that protest. Love the fact that Stephanie Valka basically wore the same outfit that she did, but with just a layer of Lycra in between the straps.
Yeah.
And I love that protest as well.
Fair enough. Well, it's not a protest, it's just adhering to...
Well, it's adhering, but they're also like the amount of people online that are going, the women are now pushing it as hard as they can to basically go, if you're going to make us cover up, and it's not a complaint against the culture, but...
It's just the rules of the land.
It's the rules of the land, but I love the fact that they're a little bit bolshy and kind of going, well, we're not going to make ourselves shapeless and unattractive. We're going to find different ways
Put our flair on it.
Exactly. Like Charlotte.
Or Sol Ruka looked like she was sponsored by Vans.
Oh, that was brilliant.
And she lasted till third in the, considering she's only been in WWE, like 2 matches, is it?
Well, main roster WWE, because she's been on NXT.
Yeah.
But you could see why towards the end, because some of the moves that she was pulling off were
if they were to have like a male-female tag team, her and Siobhan Evans would be ideal, because they're both acrobatic, whereas Sol Ruka hadn't wrestled until she got into the PC, because she's come from sort of theatrical clowning, that kind of side.
Yes,
To tumble and how to do gymnastics and trapeze and high things like that. Plus, she just looks like a badass surfer skate chick, and it's just like,
You never know, you might, if she's come from another one, we got some really good examples like R-Truth that came from the rap background.
yeah.
He ended up being one of the best features of WWE for years. I'm hoping that Sol Ruka is going to get people to raise their game because of that tumbling, like sort of circus style experience.
I hope she gets a good push now, because she definitely proved herself in the Rumble.
I didn't think so to begin with, but then seeing her last that long and the moves that she was still able to pull off with quality at the end, yeah, definitely converted me a bit. But you know who actually impressed me the most? Not on winning, but just who I had the wrong impression of, and over the last couple of weeklies and the Rumble, is Kiana James.
Yeah, because she's just been a bag lady, hasn't she?
And that was dumb, because I've watched her powerbomb 2 people, like power out of moves with Nia Jax.
Yeah.
Like, the girl is an impressive in-ring talent, and she is wasted with Julia right now. I'm also unpopular opinion is I'm not that impressed by Julia.
No, I'm not either. So it's not that unpopular an opinion.
Well, it's not on this
Outside
podcast.
this studio, it might be.
But no, Kiana James, for me, was not the breakout star, but the one which I sat there and went, I could watch you do this over and over.
The future's bright.
Yeah. And
I think the ones that have come up from NXT really showed
a lot of the main roster up a
a
little bit.
lot of the main roster, those,
But don't
Alexa
forget,
Bliss and your Flair and,
they're
some
some of the oldest ones on the
that's
the
what I
billing.
mean. It's like they're more thirsty for it. Some of them are like almost the same as like a legacy band. They'll just run through their hits because it's what the crowd want to see. So,
A little bit, yeah.
you're going to get your Twisted Bliss or whatever it's called.
Sister Abigail
That's
as well.
it, yeah.
But don't forget-
you're going to get the signature moves, but at the end of the day, it's almost resting by numbers. It's the younger ones, the ones that are still hungry for it, that have got this opportunity to come up from NXT and really shine, like Obafemi.
Oh my God. Well, let's get into the male one, because before Obafemi laid a move on anyone, we've got the new masked man. Is it Jake Paul? Is it Hornswoggle?
I don't know who that is, but I know who.
Hornswoggle's about that big.
Oh, okay.
That's the joke on the internet at the moment. We've worked it out. It's Hornswoggle.
Not the Rizzler.
No.
But yeah, there is a face on still.
And he's got the beard.
He's got the beard, but he's got the tongue out like Jake did in both his boxing matches. Like when he's up against it, Jake Paul, like when he was up against Mike Tyson and Tyson smacked him. He smacked him real hard. Same with Anthony Joshua, and he's just like he kind of.
Anthony Joshua he did though.
Yeah, well, yeah, that was the last one, but he kind of, you've hurt him, or he wasn't expecting it to be that tough, and he kind of, his eyes go wide and he sticks the tongue out as in like that's his natural reaction, is to go kind of thing. And there's a still of the masked man after he had taken out Braun Breaker, and it's a split second. I think that's where people are getting the impression that it could be Jake.
The only reason I'm uncertain is because since he's done the boxing, Jake is massive. Like, not tall, but like he's bigger barrel-chested than his brother. Not as,
yeah, he's got shoulders, hasn't he?
And he's got the chest with it as well. The guy did look like a bit more lean than that, but I don't know if it's just baggy tops. There's also talk that, it was Adam Pearce himself, which would be hilarious.
That would be good.
There's talk that it still could be Austin Theory, but they've made people go down the Jake Paul line instead.
It makes sense for Austin, wouldn't it? Because it's still got the stomp.
Well, that's Seth's move, but
but then he's secret agent for Seth, who will come back at Mania probably.
Who knows? I reckon, and I was talking to Heidi about this, I reckon at some point between now and Mania, Austin Theory is going to do a self-sacrifice play, like an undercover cop has to often prove that they're not a cop by doing something so convincing that
You're a cop. No, I'm not. Kill that person.
Yeah, so you can't shoot anybody in the WWE. So I reckon there's going to be a point where like a couple of the members are getting beaten down, and to save his fellow team members, I reckon Austin Theory is going to take brutal beatdown, like bloodied, opened up the hard way, all of that.
You mean he's going to get a full-on Roman spear?
More than that, I think it's going to be over the top. Like somebody's going to go after the Vision, and Theory's going to sacrifice himself to save his teammates, thus convincing them that he is truly Vision, and then he's going to reveal himself to be Seth Stooge at some point. As I reckon there's still a little bit of play around that. But I got to be honest, the Bron Breakker, Adam Pearce and Paul Heyman shtick that's going on at the moment.
There's something going on there,
It's just so much fun, though, because Paul Heyman's clearly having fun being threatening again.
Yeah.
Adam Pearce is so good at what he does as well, where he can be the smarmy general manager that, like, yeah, I'll play the game. And then Bron genuinely does the unhinged quarterback that thinks he deserves everything so well as well.
He does annoy, well, if you, from Raw and from after he got taken out in Rumble, he just does that kind of menacing,
But I
damn
love
you.
because we've seen Bron in the last Rumble before this. He demolished. He was the Iron Man, I think, last year. But we've also seen him do what is called a gauntlet match on Netflix, where he had to do match after match after match after match.
Yeah.
So they've proven that Bron is strong and that he can last a long time. I love the left at the traffic lights, that he gets attacked outside the ring and immediately eliminated, so that everything that you thought was going to happen, especially after that graphic fail on SmackDown, I thought it was so brilliant to go, you think you know what's happening with this Rumble, but we're going to immediately swerve. And then for Obafemi to then follow that up with taking out like the next 5 wrestlers.
Yeah, he took out like 5 or 6 in a row. So basically they just walked in and he tossed them out again. And he's just stood there by himself and just like doing his little dance, which is... They're straight after Rumble, there were memes up already. I don't think Rumble had finished and there were memes of his walk down.
Up, it's my moment.
Oh, there's other ones as well.
Yeah, I love the way they're booking him at the moment, because there was that brilliant moment where he faces Brock, and for once, Brock didn't look like the big guy in the situation. But I did say to Heidi as we were watching, I was like, my money on a real fight would still be on Brock Lesnar over Obafemi, because Brock Lesnar
Brock's got UFC, hasn't he?
Not only that, but he's just so, like, he can do terrifying more than Obafemi can currently. But one of my favourite Brock moments was when Ilya Dragunov tried to chop Brock.
Yeah.
He just stands there, waits, and then just grabs his face and yells at him and then dumps him over the side of the ring.
What was it? I think it was the Iron Man for this year was Siobhan Evans, wasn't it? But he went up to Brock and Brock just basically threw him up in the air. And Siobhan, knowing how to spin and stuff, it was almost that kind of cartoon thing. It's like, and then Javon Evans comes flying down, but he literally just, because he's so lightweight and gangly, he just threw the 21-year-old up, and he was like, well, this is an outdoor, isn't it?
He's still going up.
This is what gravity looks like for 7.5 seconds.
But some of the criticised stuff I actually really enjoyed, because it has been historically so difficult to eliminate Brock Lesnar. I actually enjoyed the fact that they made it a non-moment and just dumped him out of the ring whilst Jey Uso yeeted. And I said
he rewound, didn't he?
Well, not quite.
In the middle of it.
He tried to get Roman to rewind, didn't he?
Yeah.
Oh no, he did the rewind himself, and then Roman said, shall we do that, and then punched him, which was just great. But the thing I really liked about it is, as soon as Jey came down through the crowd, I was like, they're going to make him do his entrance all the way to the next entrant, and it's going to piss people off. And then as soon as that happened, the entire internet, the Facebook pages and Pro Wrestling Talk, I'm talking about you, it just exploded into, I can't believe that Jay's being this selfish. And you sit there and going, why? Why in the world do you think it's the decisions of the wrestlers when we've got Unreal and it's clear it's the creative team that just went, you know what, we're gonna really wind up all the internet critics trolls by getting Jay to yeet for the whole of the 2 minutes before the next entrant. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. I thought that was hilarious, and it's the way it should be, because it's got to have a sense of humour. Not everything needs to be super serious, super storyline building.
Well, it's like it took a couple of people to get Nia Jax out of the ring, same as it did with Femi. It's like, because there's such big units of people, it's going to take a couple of equal stature type people to just
also
turf them out.
That was another bit of love to LA Knight, because it was Cody and LA Knight that eliminated Brock Lesnar. And I know that it was during Jay's entrance, so people may not have realised, but LA must be feeling a little bit sort of, okay, and they've given them the top of Unchosen as well. I said that Unreal I got wrong, but they are still leaning in to the kayfabe that they're giving us in Unreal. And let me put to you something now that we've both watched it. I genuinely think that one of the main kayfabe storylines that's written within Unreal that we're meant to believe is that that Seth actually doesn't like CM Punk. I still don't think that's true. I think that's a deeper level of kayfabe that they're using Unreal, making you think that it's all facts and it's all like obvious.
Oh yeah, you know that Phil and Colby are in the green room
having a laugh,
chugging beers. Like
exactly. But that's what I like, is because it was so believable for when Paul Heyman was saying to Colby, "Oh, you destroy me," so I'm going to enjoy it. It's the same as when on podcasts he's come out and go, "Yeah, I just don't like him." It's been going on that long, and the only other person that does that is Mr. Modern Kayfabe Drew McIntyre, where he uses his podcast just to stay in kayfabe and make things more interesting.
But you have to be close to someone to be able to be that nasty to them in their face, to make it cut.
Yeah,
raw. It's like rap battling. If you've seen 8 Mile,
yes, I have.
And then like at the end, Eminem, this guy's going for Eminem.
Oh, what, Captain America?
Yeah.
I can't believe that took me years to work out that it's Anthony Mackie.
But then Eminem comes back and just replies, "Go, yeah, I am from 8 Mile. I am skin. I am this. I am that. But I can take you down," kind of thing. And it's exactly the same, like between Colby and Phil. I reckon they know each other inside out. That they know the buttons to get the best reaction out of them.
Tell you who can also push buttons is our 2026 Royal Rumble winner,
Liv Morgan.
No, Mr. Roman Reigns, the OTC. Old T-shirt. I don't have the new one yet, but that.
Sorry, I was acknowledging your T-shirt.
The pure fire between him and CM Punk on Raw.
Yeah, they've got
that is what you're talking about.
They'll have a friendship that's
for sure. But the amount that they can assassinate each other, because I love just the back and forth. It's like, boy, I made this for you. And then it was like, no, you call me boy, I call you boy, because you're following. And it was just the way that everything they said was also true.
Yeah.
And that's the best thing when Seth and CM get in the ring. Everything they say about each other is actually still true. But I know in Vince's era, he would say, just go for the jugular and don't care about it. I don't see in this era where it's a positive working environment and, CM says that he has no issues with anybody backstage, I really wouldn't be surprised, and it's never going to come up on Unreal, where CM gives a bunch of notes to Roman and says, attack this.
Yeah.
This is where you're going to be great. Seth, call me out on this. Make a point of this.
Exactly.
And it's the point where it was CM and LA Knight a few months back doing promo against each other, because it was the smile on LA's face when he said "never, not ever."
When he slightly broke character, didn't he?
Yeah,
and then smirk on his face, just like.
And it was like that was love and appreciation between the two. A bit like Cena had such a hard time dropping the pipe bomb on CM Punk on his retirement tour because he was having too much fun doing it and almost broke character to not be a heel anymore.
But if you think the new wave that are coming through, give them another 10 years in the ring. They'll be able to go back to going like,
this happened back here.
This happened here, but we've also been friends since we started the same week at NXT and made the draft or whatever it is.
Well, it's like the Cena CM thing, OVW wrestling. They have been around each other whole career.
Rhea Ripley and AO Sky.
Yeah, NXT champions as well. Like that's part of the reason they're so good on the main roster now. But no,
because Shawn Michaels is. He's
best version of himself.
He's nurturing the kids and
he knows
taking
so
the
much
best
about
of
it.
What he knows, and if he's bringing in people like Cena to help him and maybe AJ Styles to help, and they're always getting guests in as well down at the PC.
You got that? Oh, what was the show? Future Legends, or the one where it's Bubba Ray Dudley, Undertaker, and a couple of other old stars, and they're doing like the latest version of the reality TV show of training wrestlers up on TV. It's like Future Legends or Forever Legends or something like that. I love the fact that rather than letting the old hands wrestle themselves to death like the movie The Wrestler with Mickey Rourke showed up, or letting people just hurt themselves into their 60s, Ric Flair.
70s.
I know, right?
80s.
2000s. He's going to be like, the world is going to end due to gravity, and Ric Flair is still going to be woo. You know?
Ric Flair goes, woo! Magneto style.
No, Ric Flair just does his normal face flop that he does where he gets hit and then walks a little bit. And in that 7 seconds, gravity goes, but Ric Flair doesn't feel gravity. It's a bit like
him and Chuck Norris.
Yeah. Well, it's like I used to say, bless the fact that he's had to retire and he's got dementia now, but I used to say that Bruce Willis can't run fast. John McClane can run fast. But yeah, I'm now excited for the Roman Punk thing, because I don't know how I forgot that those two in the ring together tearing shreds off each other was some of the best things I've ever watched. But Raw definitely reminded me why Roman gets to come in on a quarterly break, win a Rumble, slaunter down to the ring. You know, he just he didn't even try hard at the start of the promo. He was being super chill, but it was the point that CM really pissed him off, and he never broke the death stare of anger. And then CM's doing the same thing. Those are two, because you know that they're so proud of each other as they're pulling off these bits, but they got to stay looking angry.
Yeah.
And I was saying to
as soon as they get back into Gorilla,
like high-fiving
it's
and
like,
everything.
Dude, that was hilarious. It's like,
but it's such like the aura and the arrogance just pouring off of both of them, because one of them's the guy that had his name chanted for 10 years when he wasn't there.
Yeah.
And the other guy is the one that goes, cool, OTC. I still get OTC chanted even when Punk was trying to stop them chanting him.
And he's dropped the O now, hasn't he? He's just Tribal Chief 1.
And I think it's still OTC.
If you see his t-shirt and the logo and stuff, there's no O.
Yeah, no,
it's
there
Tribal
is.
Chief -1.
No, it's still got the O. Trust me.
Okay.
It's either his spider inside, but it's still OTC.
Oh, I thought because they don't call him the original anymore. They just call him Tribal Chief.
Yeah, but the original was only due to Solo. He was always just Tribal Chief, head of the table.
Tribal Chief.
Our Tribal Chief as well. So it's just
but
OTC.
Talking of original, El Grande Americano against El Grande Americano.
When that kicked off, I genuinely was so pleased.
It was almost like the Spider-Man meme, wasn't it?
Well, also because, like Heidi said, there is nobody that you can mistake Chad Gable for. He is the only guy that is that size, that shape.
He's looking ripped now he's back.
Well, he was ripped before.
But super ripped.
But I loved what Corey Graves said about him on Raw. He's like, he's got places in muscles in places that most people don't have places. And it's so true. He's got muscles on his muscles, which have muscles on their muscles.
Yeah.
But it is. And I love it because it's so stupid. Like the El Grande Americano thing has always made me laugh.
I think they're going to rumble it out, and the loser's going to end up having their mask ripped off.
Yeah, but that's good, because we're not demasking another luchador, which doesn't want to actually be demasked. And I forgot to tell you last podcast what my favourite mask is. We know yours is Penta, but before I tell you, do you have a guess? So I'll just remind you who's out there with...
I'm going to go with Dirty Dom.
He doesn't have a mask.
He does. He wears a mask now and then.
Not that one.
Because it goes with the skull outfit.
Yeah, not Dom's. This is like True wearing it all the time.
Oh, okay.
So we've got obviously Penta, Dragon Lee, Ray Phoenix, Rey Mysterio, Axiom.
Yes.
And then
because he's got his mask back now.
Yes. And then obviously the two El Grande Americanos.
And Mr. Iguana.
Well,
that's mostly face paint, isn't it?
Well, not any of its main roster. I'll give you that clue. But out of the ones I just said, do you have an idea what
El Grande.
No. It surprised me when I realised that out of all of them, which one I actually like the most.
El Cappuccino?
Large coffee. No, it's Axiom.
Oh, because it's very sleek and minimalist, isn't it?
And a very motorcycle helmet-esque. But I also like
Power Rangers.
He's the only one out of the luchas at the moment where you don't get to see the bottom of the jaw or the eyes. Therefore, he has a different type of presence to everybody else. Runner-up, though, is Penta, because Penta's is cool.
With the eyes and the mouth.
Yeah.
So what did you make of the men's Rumble pick 30? Because I was watching it going, right, it's 27, that's not Chris Jericho.
Wait, who's 30?
28, that's not Chris Jericho. 29, that's not Chris Jericho. 30, it's got to be Chris Jericho. Gunther, but he was in what?
Well,
he wrestled twice.
Problem is when 29 came out and it wasn't Gunther, I already knew it was going to be because they said he's wrestling twice tonight, once in the match.
Oh, okay.
So that didn't come as a surprise because I knew Gunther was doing a double duty.
I didn't.
And I think I liked being led up the garden path a little bit with it because now they've done the non-obvious thing of not bringing Chris out at that point. So what point is Chris actually going to come out? Well, like what moment is going to make it? Because
we got Chamber at the end of next month.
And people have come out at Chamber before. And
then WrestleMania is the middle to end of it's the
April.
19th,
18th, 19th.
18th and 19th of April. But then the Fozzy US tour starts like 10 days after that.
You never know. He could be waiting even longer to come back because he could come back on the same one that CM Punk did, which was War Games. And that's much later in the year.
And if that's the case, then he wouldn't be in Hall of Fame this year. If he was in Vegas...
No, I don't think he's going to be in Hall of Fame this year.
Well, that's the talk, though, isn't it? That he's due to be inducted into the Hall of Fame at some point. So is that this year or next year? They've already done an awful lot of announcements
because Stephanie got announced months back at
SummerSlam.
Yeah.
Was that when Chris comes out and then he gets...
Who knows?
Or is he not... Because his photo's still up on AEW's website as an active member.
I mean...
Even though he's out of contract. But has he re-signed? No one knows.
That's the thing. And just all of this is based on the fact that he did a little winky face on the Royal Rumble Twitter. And
and put up the Saudi flag as well.
Who knows?
But that's blindsiding people, isn't it? It's gaslighting and it's just...
So
you wouldn't get this in the Super Bowl. It's the Pats or the Seahawks. It's like
true. But
Drake May.
We are going to have to tell people to do a cheeky little subscribe, hit the notification bell. As always, let us know in the comments of wherever you're listening or watching what you think of the Royal Rumble results, and if you get to us before Sunday, whether you think it's going to be the Pats or not the Pats, which is basically our opinion.
So who are they playing?
Not the Pats.
They're always playing against themselves because it's a mind game. I even said who they're
like 30
playing
seconds ago and I can't pull it out of my head.
So hit pause, rewind 30 seconds and hear me say that we're playing the Seahawks. And then see if you can...
Totally me that came up with that. Seahawks, what are you talking about?
And for those people that were eagle-eyed on the show last week when Dan said he was going to do me a Pats quiz...
I forgot. And he also forgot. He's trying to burn me here, but he only remembered when he was walking up to the studio today. All right?
I could do a WWE one.
I could not do an NFL quiz.
Well, there you go.
But I could probably do you a WWE quiz that would be fair out of my own head. So I could do you a year on Netflix quiz, probably out of my own head, but that would also... And we're getting the shifty eyes from the manager that we've been talking too long. Yeah.
At this rate, the manager's going to turn Gravity off herself.
Just to shut us up.
Yeah.
So next week we're going to be obviously discussing the Pat Super Bowl.
The epic win.
And we don't actually know what's going to fill up the rest of it. So make sure you let us know in the comments if you have any wrestling theories, any wrestling conspiracies. I love a good stupid conspiracy about wrestling.
Or gravity, or volcanoes.
Oh yeah, no, let us know what apocalyptic thing that we didn't mention today that could be happening or that we're overdue for. Because half of this stuff, we're like 10,000 years overdue for like big events to happen.
Before we wrap up, there was a really cool picture from the ISS space station of, the America has been under snow, the North America and Canada.
Yeah.
The other side of the world, Russia, has all been covered in snow, and so's Europe. So there's a photo, and it's just snow across.
It looks like the end of the day after tomorrow film, doesn't it?
It's like the ice age is starting to come, and
well, I saw somebody saying online.
It's all there.
I saw somebody online saying, "Well, it's not coming because, we're still getting good weather climates." And somebody else put underneath, "It's not going to happen as fast as the day after tomorrow film." So yeah, whether it's wrestling theories, apocalypse theories, or whether you want the Seahawks to win,
For our viewers, I'm I'm hiding it, but for Dan,
so yeah, you want to like, subscribe, and hit the note. I love the fact you're doing that as Penta. To let us know in the comments what you think about any of the stuff that we talk about. And if you comment, you may end up getting featured next week.
go Pats!
Take it easy.